I'm Dutch, and let's react to the Americans. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Johan, and I'm a typical Dutchman. And if you're planning to come over to Europe to live here or for your holidays, or you're wondering why is everything so expensive in the United States in comparison with Europe, then you are at the right place, because in this channel I look at and react to videos about life and living in the United States versus life and living in Europe, or specifically the Netherlands, and the cost of. And for today, we're going to take a look at a video from David Wen. I liked already why I left the Netherlands after 7 years. So it's not why I want to know why. It's not that I'm offended or something, but I want to know why. I can understand that people leave the Netherlands for reasons as much as people leave the United States and coming over to the Netherlands. There are also people who leave the Netherlands and go over to the United States or any other country. So I want to know why he is leaving, and it's could be good, valid information for you in your decision if you want to come over to the Netherlands, or if you want to, maybe not. So if you're in for those kind of information, if you're researching if you should come over to Europe, then maybe it's a good idea to subscribe to this channel, because I post daily, and then you get a lot of information that you need for your decision if you want to come over or not. So, and like the video, of course. So like and subscribe. Thank you in advance. Now let's take a look why David Wen decided to leave the Netherlands.
7 years in the Netherlands. Peace, adventure, happiness. I built a life. I found myself. I felt at home. But then everything changed.
Ooh, and then everything changed. Okay. What did change? Everything.
And now I'm back in California.
Ah, the city of the angels. Most iconic, of course, because of the world famous bridge. Yeah. So why?
And in this video, I'd like to share with you
He's wearing an orange shirt with Holland on it. It's not correct. We are the Netherlands. Yeah.
why I left, what's next for me, and the future of this channel. But first, let me tell you a quick story of how I ended up in the Netherlands. Let's go back 7 years.
So,
And he's starting with a view of Alcatraz.
I didn't leave America to escape America. I left because I was curious about the world.
Okay.
And I was curious about Europe. Back in university, I studied abroad in Spain, and I always met Europeans on my travels who told me about a different way of life. One where time was valued more than money. So I wrote down in my journal, one day I want to work and live abroad in Europe.
And you know, I graduated from university, started working, and kind of forgot about this dream until my late 20s.
Until my late 20s. You're still young.
Maybe it's because I saw the big 3-0 coming.
Oh, the big 3-0.
I also felt stuck in my life and career. A lot of my friends were starting to settle down. I also felt the pressure to settle down as well, but I thought, not yet.
Regret the things you didn't do. You will. Okay.
And then I remembered this dream.
One day I want to work and live abroad in Europe.
And I kind of felt like it was now or never. So I started applying for jobs in Europe, and I almost ended up in Helsinki, but that didn't work out.
Was a great pleasure having a chat, hoping things will pan out well for you, and we'll meet soon in Helsinki. Nice.
And then this dream job came to me in London. I applied, got to the final round, but I didn't get it. At that point, I almost
Wait, back up.
got to the final round, but
I have an update, but I'm afraid it's not a welcome one. Okay.
I didn't get it. At that point, I almost decided to give up. But then I learned that I could study abroad in Europe and get a master's, and that would be my gateway into Europe.
Yeah, a lot of people do this because if you go for your master's somewhere in the United States, it costs you an arm and a leg. If you do it over here in Europe, no matter which country, it costs you not an arm and a leg, maybe a small fingertip.
And so the Netherlands came up. They have a bunch of programs in English. The Dutch speak amazing English. They're known for being welcoming, and finding a job would be easier afterwards because there's so many international companies. And
Mm-hmm.
plus, it's a lot cheaper than American education.
Yeah. Oh, 100K cheaper. Yeah.
So
But not for free. Let me be clear in this one. It's not for free. There are other countries, German speaking countries, that have a free education system. But over here in the Netherlands, it's not for free. It doesn't cost a lot, but it's not for free. So we are a bit the odd dog in the system. Yeah.
applied and I got accepted into a program in the south of the country in a tiny city called Maastricht. I didn't know
Maastricht, the University of Maastricht. Okay.
much about Maastricht, but I watched a YouTube video and it seemed like a very cute and charming town to study in. So I said yes. And I ended up loving living in Maastricht, and I ended up loving what I studied. And after that, I found a job up north and moved to Amsterdam. And then
Big mistake. Big, not COVID, but big mistake. Leaving Maastricht for Amsterdam is leaving a comfort living for stressful life. Yeah.
COVID.
It was hard. New city, new job, new everything. And I didn't really know anyone. Luckily,
That is the hardest part for everyone who's coming over as a single person, not as a couple, but as a single person, as students coming over to the Netherlands or to Europe, but especially the Netherlands, to connect and find friends. It's not easy. It's the hardest part for everyone.
I lived right next to the canals. And it was a magical time to be there.
I also ended up loving my work and finally found a profession that I really enjoy, that fulfills me. I started making friends, great friends, and then slowly but surely I started really enjoying life in the Netherlands. And then 2024 happened.
Whoa, 2024. 4 years later.
It was the hardest year of my life. It started off with getting laid off. And then
Getting laid off. Being fired. But not for, yeah, okay. But he would have got help. No, okay, let's continue.
more life happened.
Now, I won't say too much to keep my private life private, but I will say that there was an emergency back home last year that turned my life upside down.
Okay, then there is more than only being laid off. Because if you are laid off over here in the Netherlands, you still have on in the difference of the United States, over here you still have support, you still have your income, you still have some money to pay your rent and do all the other stuff that you need to be doing. Yeah.
So I had to travel back and forth between the
Yeah,
US
okay.
and Europe. And life happens, things happen, values change, priorities change. And for me, family is everything.
Mm.
And so I made the decision for now to come back to California.
Yeah, okay. But as for family circumstances, I would say. That's okay.
So what are my plans?
What is he holding in his hand? A stick?
To be honest, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels behind in life, especially being in a place like San Francisco. San Francisco is home, always has been home, and I love it. And I miss the energy here, but sometimes it can be overwhelming, especially when people keep asking you, what do you do? What are your plans?
Yeah. The famous what do you do? Because your identity is connected to what you're doing for a job, something that's not relevant over here in the Netherlands. How do you do is actually asking you how do you do? How do you feel? Are you healthy? Are there problems? Can we help you? It has nothing to do if you have a promising job or no job at all.
And then I have to remind myself, you had the hardest year of your life last year. Just chill out. Just Nixon.
Okay, doing nothing. Just relax, chill out. But the difference in Europe and in America is that you can do nothing, doing nothing over here, you still get money. If you do nothing in the United States, you actually don't have any money. That's the difference.
But one thing is for sure, I will spend time reconnecting with family, friends, the city, myself. Probably get back into work, and the work that I do is coaching, facilitation, training. But one thing that I am curious about is, who am I now? Because living in the Netherlands changed me, and I'm curious, even though I'm not living in the Netherlands anymore, can I bring the Dutch back with me? And I mean the Dutch mentality. For example, will I be more direct in my communication here? Will I retain the work to live mentality? Will I continue riding my bike? How will I integrate my learnings? I don't know.
Oh, those are the big challenges that he's talking about. Being direct and open, that is possible, but all the other stuff, work-life balance, if you don't have enough money to survive, you actually need to do more work so you have more money. Yeah.
Well, making videos, it's given me so much joy. It's been such a cool experience to be able to share my own experience, to connect with others, to learn from others as well. And you know what's really ironic is that here in San Francisco, I've always wanted to become a teacher, but because it's so expensive here and teachers don't make a lot.
Yes, we already know this. Okay. Becoming a teacher is noble, but it doesn't get paid well. At least not enough to survive, to have a decent living in the United States. And he has a higher degree. He has several higher degrees. So going to teaching.
I decided to go a different path. But because of the Netherlands, I kind of changed my career to become a teacher, trainer for organizations. And in a way, I kind of became a teacher on the internet as well. So I would like to continue teaching, sharing, and learning, but things are going to change. It won't be life in the Netherlands, but it's going to include that Dutch perspective. And when I look at my videos, what I'm actually interested in exploring is what makes a good life. And what makes a good life, in my opinion, a lot depends on the systems and cultures that we are a part of. And for me, I'm now heavily influenced by American, Chinese, and Dutch cultures. On one hand, it's been really confusing, but on the other, it's been pretty interesting because I get to choose and pick what I like about each culture and apply it to my own life. So I want to continue exploring different cultures and systems. And first, I want to rediscover America. I know American culture is everywhere.
Yeah, you will experience the famous reverse culture shocks. Several.
At the same time, I also think it's one of the most misunderstood cultures out there as well. And for me, being away, it made me realize how much I miss about American culture. But at the same time, it made me realize how broken certain parts of the system are as well. And so I want to rediscover America, who I am, with this new Dutch and European lens as well. I'm sure I'll have more reflections to share some.
San Francisco, not the Netherlands. Yeah. But it's brought over from the Netherlands in the time of. Yeah.
Time. But for now, I just want to say thank you to the Netherlands.
You're welcome.
Extremely grateful to have had the opportunity to study in a place like Maastricht, and I was able to change and find a career that I love. I'm grateful to have lived in a place like Maastricht and Amsterdam, two very international places where I met people from around the world, diverse cultures and people that changed the way that I saw the world. I'm grateful to have experienced living in a place with world-class urban design. I walked, cycled, and took public transport everywhere, and it's amazing. I'm also grateful to have slowed down. You know, I didn't realize how fast I was running until I got to the Netherlands. The Dutch way of life is indeed a slower pace of life compared to the American way. And it's not to say one is better than the other, but it is indeed slower. And I was able to slow down. And now I also realize and understand why the Dutch are some of the happiest people in the world with one of the highest qualities of life.
All compliments, all taken.
I'm also grateful for people that have watched these videos. You know, I never planned to make YouTube videos. It just kind of happened. During COVID, there was nothing to do, so making videos in a way gave me purpose, life, connection when there wasn't any. I think back to that dream I had about 15 years ago of living and working abroad. And while I never expected to be in the Netherlands, I'm
But this dream has been fulfilled, so.
glad things worked out. It turned out to be a dream come true.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad that over here in the Netherlands, his dream came true and that we could have tribute to his fulfillment of the dream. So
have a pretty good feeling that I'll be out in the world again one day. But for now, I just want to say thank you, dankjewel, and goodbye and tot ziens for now.
Oh, nice. So, not the video that I expected to be about some reasons, other than the reasons of his personal life. And he's not telling about that in this setting. And I totally respect that because you have private business and you have. So, yeah. It's not the video that I expected from David, but it's good to hear that he went back to the United States to get his life back in order for his family and family business. Yeah, and that he learned a lot of over here in the Netherlands, and he tries to bring that culture into the United States. Well, I hope he will succeed, and he will find again, how do you call it, peace in his life, and that he will explore more nations, more countries around the world, and absorb more cultures into his own. Yeah, respect. Nothing else than respect that he left us for family reasons. Very good. No problems there. It's not the video that I would have expected from him. Well, if you like the video, then press like. And if you want to see more of this kind of videos, then this is a good video to start with. And otherwise, press the subscribe button. That would really be appreciated. We're still getting up to the first 1,000. So thank you, and see you in the next video.